So it's just a matter of your perspective. And that's exactly what's happening there. So you're in Psalm 19. Look at verse 4. It says, their line is gone out through all the earth. Remind you, we were talking about that line, right? The line just measuring a flat surface. So the line has gone out through all the earth. You wouldn't use the word line to describe all the earth, right? But that's not even the most important part of this verse. I like that verse. I like that part of it. But look what it says. Their words to the end of the world, in him that has set a tabernacle for the sun. So what's the subject of these few verses? The sun, right? Setting a tabernacle for the sun, which he has, with the firmament. Which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, rejoices as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. So a circuit of the sun is describing the sun moving in a circuit, not us moving around the sun. So when you think of a flat earth, and remember we keep going back to this picture, it's the sun that is circuiting around the earth. The sun circuits around the earth. And it says his circuit unto the ends of it, so it does. Remember, we're talking about it starting in the center of the north and then circuiting out towards the ends and then coming back in for a season. So its circuit does reach the ends of the earth. And then it comes back to the center. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. So it is encompassing the whole earth. And let me just prove to you that circuit means circle. In Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 6, it says, the wind goeth towards the south and turneth about to the north, and whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again. So when you think of something going out and then returning again, going out and returning again, according to his circuits. So it's talking about the circuit of the wind, going from the north to the south. Remember, if you're thinking of a disk, it's going from the north, which is the center of the disk, to the south. And it's saying it's whirling about continually. If it's whirling about continually, it's not just going straight. It's not going from the center of the flat earth all the way to the end of the earth. If it's whirling about continually, it's going in a circuit. And Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 6 says, the wind returneth again according to its circuit. So a circuit is just making a path, a circular path. And in Job chapter 9, verse 7, turn to Job chapter 9, verse 7, because remember, I'm trying to prove to you that the sun moves, not the earth. The sun moves, not the earth. Job chapter 9, verse 7, it says, which commandeth the sun, talking about God, and it riseth not, and sealeth up the stars. So remember, we talked about the sun rising and falling is a matter of perspective. So if the sun is rising, it's moving closer to you, right? It's rotating, it's circuiting closer to you. If God can command the sun that it riseth not, that means the sun is no longer spinning. The sun is no longer going around the earth. He's stopping the circuit of the sun. He's commanding the sun, and it riseth not. It didn't say the earth riseth not. It didn't say the earth stops spinning. It doesn't say the earth stops its tilt. It says he commands the sun, and it riseth not. It's talking about the sun making its rounds, its circuit about earth. Turn to Joshua chapter 10. Joshua chapter 10. So God has control of the sun. God controls the sun to rise and fall. It's not the earth that rises and falls. It's the sun. Turn to Joshua chapter 10 and verse 12. We're going to look at Joshua 10 verse 12. So in Joshua chapter 10, look in verse 12. It says, then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed. So what is this saying? It's that saying that the sun and the moon are the ones that are rotating. It's the sun and the moon that he's commanding to stay still. He didn't say, earth, rotate thou not. He didn't say, earth, spinneth thou not. He said, sun, stand thou still, thou and thou moon. Because the sun and the moon are rotating. And then it says, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed. So the sun and the moon didn't move. And then look what happens from that. Until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. And then it says, so the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down. Mind you, that's the perspective. Hasted not to go around the earth. Hasted not to go down about a whole day, and there was no day like it before or after, and the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man. So he's saying the sun did stay still in the midst of heaven. In the midst of heaven. So it's the sun that is staying still in the firmament of heaven and not going down or not rotating around the earth, because when it's talking about this, it's talking about from the perspective of a man. So if it's not going down, it means it's not rotating past him. It's not leaving his field of view. It's the sun that is staying. And when the sun rises, it's talking about the starting of a day and then coming back down. You know, but it's the sun is actually staying parallel. But it looks like it's going up and down, just a matter of perspective. But it's the sun it's the sun that's moving, not us. It's the sun that is being stayed and the moon that is being stayed. Why would he stop the moon? If you didn't believe the sun verse, why would he stop the moon? What would that matter?